Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everybody. Tuesday, 9 of February 2021. So, 7:15 here in Ireland. Nate and I and Nate. So,
Steven, I need Steven.
Yeah, see? So, good to be here. Good to keep it going on our study. Today we go to the law of equality, part 2. And it's nice to have our friends from Ireland, from UK, from Brazil. Let's see more here from America. So a lot of friends are from America here with us today as well. So thank you very much. And just for your reference, if you want to make any reference, we will start our discussion today on question 814 of the Spirit's book. Question 814 of the Spirit's book. Okay? So, Don, hope you're okay, Don. I know there is a lot of snow over there, so here's cold as well. So, I hope you and your family are okay, my friend. I hope everybody's feeling okay. So, let me make me...
We are having some snow here as well in Ireland. It's not the same, but since yesterday, it is snowing. It's kind of snowing.
Yeah, today we got some, I don't know.
Some pieces of ice fall from the sky.
Yeah, please don't.
2 feet. Oh my God. Yeah, nothing compare as you don't say here. 2 feet in the backyard. So, yeah. Nothing compared with you.
Here we don't have one fingernail. No worries. But no worries. Let's keep going. Let's keep going here. Yeah. So I will need to say let's do this. Let's do our initial prayer. And then we're gonna do a 2 minutes. Okay. Now, Adriana, make me very jealous. Okay, Adriana, we were talking about snow and you talking about 32 degrees in Brazil. Do you think this is fair, Don? Huh? Do you think this is fair for us? But thank Adriana for being here with us. Even though you have I hope you're watching this from your mobile phone, lay down on a swimming pool. Okay? I just hope so. No? Huh? But anyway, so we will, let's do the initial prayer. Who's volunteer? Okay, see? That's good. Like, yeah?
There's not much option. Nobody on my left, nobody on my right, so...
Yeah, let's do a volunteer in here.
All right, guys. So let's go. If you can, close your eyes. If not, you can keep open as much as you are comfortable with. Let's take a deep breath and raise our thoughts to the Master Jesus and to the good spirits. Thanks. First at all, thanks the good spirits to be with us, the mentors of the Spirit Society of Ireland, our mentors, that they can guide us through this talking today, and this can reach the hearts of those who need, and our heart as well, that we receive in this teaching with an open heart and open mind. God be with us. So be it.
Amen. Okay, so last week we started talking about the law of equality. And
True.
we are saying there is no difference between us. We were saying we are the same as spirits, so there is no differentiation, and we developed some ideas. And
Right.
at the end of our talk, we said something. We started to talk about some kind of, let's say, differences between economical, social inequalities. Okay, and then we put a hard stop because we wanted to talk about these in this live today in part 2. That's why we divide, because we will not have enough time to talk about everything. Okay, so far so good. Everybody with me? I hope so. I hope so. So, Neide, do you think our socio-economic current situation are equal among everyone?
Clearly not. No.
Yeah.
It's not equal.
Yeah. It is not clear, not exactly. But my point, what I'm saying is, okay, it's important to say that this economical situation, it was not created by God. This is not a natural law. This is a human being law. Therefore, we are responsible for this inequality. Okay? Why? Because the social, let's say, differentiation, the social gap is not a natural law. Okay? Which we understand natural law by God's laws, divine laws, and these are stored in our conscious. Okay? Fine, Age?
Exactly, and it's like I said, it's not a law of natural law. It's the one that we create, but that's it's important for us to help us to grow. I think to evolve.
Yes.
And yeah, it was as you said, was the creation of the man, this inequality. But once that we create that, we work to fix it. Right. I believe now we are trying to fix it,
Yeah.
in a long way.
A long way to fix. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
a long way to go.
but we can say, I think we use this comparison last Tuesday, and when we said, okay, if we compare like medieval time, okay, when we have the monarchy and the workers, there is no middle class, there is nothing in between. Or you are rich or you are poor, and poor is poor without nothing. Okay, that's when we have like the revolutions, all these things, in order to also a lot of thinkers preparing essays, books, in order to make a better distribution of this wealth, like a better wealth distribution. Okay, So, but today we still have these gaps, but it's not huge as it was before. So when you look from this side, you see we are evolving, we are progressing. Perhaps it's not in the pace you want, it's the pace I want, but we are evolving. We are progressing. Okay? Yeah?
Exactly, because imagine, as you said, that old times, if you're born in a poor family, you have to die poor. You don't have the chance to change your path. Let's say
Exactly.
it's like you have to accept, and that's it. There is nothing that you can do to change, because or you are rich for the royal family or the monarchs, or you are poor. Once that you are poor, and nothing will change that, right? And
Yeah.
today, as you said, we have these steps on the society. Like we have different categories. Let's say we still have, of course, few cultures, especially we have very poor people, and the difference is still big in some places. It's still huge, but at least now we can see hope. Like the person that born poor, sometimes they change their path and they become a wealthy person on the end of the before the end of the life. Let's say that. So they have opportunity to be a rich or a wealthy guy or
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. So, okay. Since we agreed, we do have the rich and the poor. Okay. And one of the questions Kardec asked is why God allow some people born in a wealth family or become a wealth person, or some people born in a poor family with the suffering, the struggles, blah, 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 so on. Okay. As an answer in the question 814, the Spirit says is in order to test everyone differently. I know this answer do not comfort, do not give do not set you free. Let's say that. I know, okay, but we need to understand. We have already agreed with there is no punishment. God is not here to punish anybody. Okay. What we have is when we are elaborating our incarnation, when we are making our goal, setting, let's say, setting our goals, okay, we choose, okay, I want to work my prideful, okay, based on the lessons you need to learn, you will naturally fall, okay, in order to achieve these targets, achieve these goals, would be better if you reincarnate in a rich family or in a poor family. Okay? Why? Because each one you experience different situations. Okay? Okay? And we needed, once we agreed with that, I need to understand if everybody's on the same page. Are you okay? Are you following my train of thought, Nate?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. 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 And we need to understand that when we are in a wealth family, okay, normally we see a lot of excess, a lot of extraordinary. No, it's too much. Okay, when we are in a poor side, we experience complainings, hate. This usually what this cause. Okay, because there are wonderful people in both sides. Okay, but usually when we see from these let's say human eyes, we can see that okay, why some can have like 2 meals 3 meals per day, and some people barely have 1 meal per day or nothing. Okay, okay, so and let me get my notes here because I don't want to lose my
Yeah. Also, what the book says to us, the Spirit says to us, is that both of trials they are important for us. Yeah,
yeah.
both of trials has the the challenge. And on the next question, when he asked Kardec asked to the spirits, which one is the hardest one? Which one is the most difficult? The answer is they say that is both of are trials, and both are very difficult. They're equally difficult for us,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because as you said, as a poor people, or poor, so if you're born in a poor family without resource, and we see unfortunately a lot in our world, still having, like we said before, still have a lot of poverty in this world. We have a lot of challenge in front of you. You have to deal with uh, a lack of resource. You know, you don't have sometimes a house to live. You sometimes, like you said, you don't have food to eat, and it's very difficult to be a good person and to think uh, rationally in the reasonable way when you are in this situation, right? And we see many of people, of course, they no, I don't say that they fail, but they succumb in the situation of poverty because it's hard. And we, if you go and you see and you really understand the situation that they're going through, you understand why they succumb. It's not easy. It's not if the spirit is not ready, if the spirit is not strong, they will go for path that won't be will be the easy ones sometimes, but will be the wrong ones. And we see this a lot happen. And I believe we can change this, and will change one day, because as many projects, youngs, and social work are doing today, they finally understand that they have to work on this, on the children. Everything starts when we are children, we are kids. And if you want to make a better humans in the future, when you're adult, we have to start this with the kids. And that's why many people are the people who has conscience, and they have uh, they understand this, they try, they fight, and they are working hard to change the situations. And I think this is the good thing that's happening right now in this age that we are living, is this conscience that everyone is having, having this vision, and really understand that.
Hmm.
And as a on the poverty side, I think is they see that, okay, as I said before in the beginning, you know that just because you're born poor, you don't have to die poor. Just because you are like, I don't like the word, but say misery today, this don't need to last forever. You can change your situation. Sometimes the path will be hard, but we work on the ends, and we have the choice today. You can choose today, that you're gonna fight for that, you're gonna change, and it's a trial. It's a trial, and I see that I can see today. We can all can see very good examples of people who born in poor family, suffer a lot on the youngest years of life because they don't have nothing, and they fight and they learn and they are really survivor in good ways, and today they are examples. They are even millionaires and running companies around the world. So when you see these things happen, I believe that is this is the key. But as they say here, and they let this very clear on the questions, it's not easy, and it's a trial. It's depending how you see that, how how you deal with that. Is and for us, if like for us, thanks God, like I have a house, I have something to eat. I think I'm quite good. Like I'm not rich. I think you're not rich. We are, but at least we have the essential, and the essential to live, to survive, and to have a normal life. Let's say. But imagine if you had a situation like these people who, like I said, don't have nothing to eat, that you have fight every day for a piece of bread. How we would deal with that? How will be our actions? In that situation, we will be, you know,
Yeah.
we will choose the easy way, the wrong way. What's gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yeah, this kind of triggers to question 925 of the Spirit's book, which Kardec asked to the spirits. Why does God bless with the goods of wealth certain individuals who do not seem to deserve them? And the answer, it looks like a favor for those who do not see beyond the present. But you yourselves know that wealth is a trial that is usually more dangerous than poverty. So, what we needed to keep in our mind, guys, is being powerful is not a blessing of God, neither being poor is a trial from God. Okay. And why we are saying this? Because we needed to understand. Again, I don't want to be repetitive here. I don't want to be repetitive here, but we see this. Those who are rich or wealth, they have more, like say, a tendency to become more prideful, more selfish. Okay, and those who are poor, they start to have self-pity, and they want to get what the others have, no matter in which circumstance. I think, guys, you have heard something about the Maslow. Maslow was a Polish thinker, and he proposed like a pyramid, and I think it's the necessity of pyramid. Okay, in which we have at the bottom the physiology needs and so on. So let's say a rich person, if they can fulfill their basic needs, if they fulfill their basic desires, they probably will not stay there. They want more. And how can a poor person wish more or want something more if they cannot cover even their basic needs? Okay? So, this we need to understand that life, it is just. And God's exercise that justice with his love. We do not understand why we are undergo some problems, to some trials.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, we don't know that, but with resilience, we can go out this. Let me see here. So we have Severina from London. Hello, my dear. Maura Gomes from Brazil. Good to have you here, Maura. Robbie Brown. They're just a means to learn. Yes, Robbie. Yeah, everybody's like, let's say, if you are in this incarnation right now, you need to learn something. You need to undergo, you need to awake some kind of virtue you need to develop. Okay? Okay? So also Rob is saying here, we all have access that we could share with others, not just the obvious reach. Perfect, Robbie. Perfect. Okay? We can share.
That's
Like
very
you
true.
may not have money, but you have a lot of knowledge. Share your knowledge. Okay? Because this we're gonna help someone to change their life. Okay? If you have money and you can share it. Okay? But if you are poor, but you do have a solidarity, a fraternity spirit in order to help the others, help the community. So do this to the community, help the others with this incentive. So everyone needs to share something. Okay, this is the ideal, Robbie. I need to confess, this is the ideal. This is how it should be. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Okay, let me get here to the Maslow pyramid here. I can explain more. Maslow hierarchy of needs, and then we have at the bottom physiological needs. Then we have safety needs, belongingness and love needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization. Okay? So if we make this in 3 categories, we can say basic needs, psychological needs, is self-fulfillment needs. Okay? So we need, it doesn't matter where you have born. The richest person to the poor person. We need to cover this. We need to cover our base needs. Once we cover our basic needs, we can cover our psychological needs. Once we have our psychological needs covered, we can cover our physical needs. Our, not physical, what's the name? Self-fulfillment needs. Okay? The problem is when we fulfill whatever need, instead of start sharing and helping others to fulfill their needs, we become selfish and we keep this with us, and we need to progress, and we start the cycle again. Okay? Okay? Great?
Yeah.
So, hey, Linda.
Oh,
Good to have you here. And Don
let's
says
add
here,
something very interesting here.
yeah, Vanessa was recently talking about sharing what we no longer need. We need to start for something. Sharing what we don't need is the easiest way. But the ideal is not just share what we don't need, is share everything. Is doing the good without thinking. Is doing again. I think I said this many times. Like, how many times you blinked your eyes today? At the moment when we are doing good, without counting how many times we did a good thing, it means we are in the right path. But sharing what you no longer need is the first step. And you don't know how to start? Start with that. Okay? Then the second step is start to sharing something. Okay. Instead of like we saw this, especially in America, we saw the fight for the toilet papers, like nobody was thinking in the other. Okay, let me just grab one toilet paper because we may have another family who will need that. Or, okay, I will need like 2 packs, and you grab only your 2 packs. Okay, because what you need is just 2 packs. You don't need 10 packs. You don't need 5,000 packs. You just need 2 packs. Okay, and either here in the opposite, here in Ireland we fought here for bread. I don't know. In Ireland, when we're talking about lockdown, we will have snow, weather conditions, everything. I bet you, if you listen tonight in a newspaper that we will undergo for something this, next morning you don't have bread anymore. I'm saying something. Am I right, Nady? You don't have bread.
That's true.
You don't have bread. I don't know where these guys eat so much bread, but you don't have. So where is the fraternity? Okay? But it's like, why you need to buy like 10 packs of bread if you know that is expire date? We will eat all the 10 packs before the expiry date? I don't know. So you need to start to ask this question, and then is an easy way you can go over it. Okay, but shall go here with us. So let me see if I have any notes here. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, oops, my water. My water. Oh. Let me get my water here. Okay. So, and also the Spirit says here, wealth and power awaken all the passions that attach us to matter, and they keep us from spiritual perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then this reminds us to Matthew 19:24. which is easy. Is easy a camel go through an eye of a needle than a rich man enter into the kingdom of God. Why? Because we are attached to the matter. And attaching to the matter, we find this in both situations, richness and poorness. As we just read here, if you have if you are rich, you develop this attachment quicker and easily. Okay, when you are poor, you kind of, but you do have, in both situations you do have. And what makes us suffer is our attachment to the material things. Okay, this is about the difference between rich and poor. But now we need to go to a little bit further on question 817 when we're talking about, okay, and about men and women. Is there any difference? Or are men and women equal at the eyes of God? What do you think, Nady? I'm a man, you're a woman, so
yeah, we are equal here.
exactly, yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Now, it's very interesting when you see. I read exactly the question because it's very nice. Then they say, "Are men and women equal before God?" And they have the same rights. So they are equal. They have the same rights. That was the question that Kardec made to the spirits. And you have to remember that this question that Kardec asked this for the spirits, this was 1850 something, in the 1850s. So
second half of 19th century.
exactly. So imagine in that time, he already asked this question for the spirits. And the answer was very nice. Hasn't God given them both the knowledge of God, of good and evil, and the faculties to progress? The spirits answer with a question. They answer the question with a question. Did God did God give to them the same equal like knowledge and progress? So like it's very funny how they give the question, because even that time it was a very hard time, I think, for the women in general, because the men was the time they hold all the power, all the decisions was in the men, on the hands of the men. And then when you read this question, you think, oh, what is the equality now? Like, and even now, 100, almost 200 years late, we can still ask the same question. No,
It's still valid.
we see that it's still valid. Still can ask. We are equal in God's law, in God's eyes. So, and why still have so much inequality between men and women? So we saw just a few years ago, we can say the women have to go to the streets, burn the brows, and make a revolution to get some rights, to have the right to vote, the right to work, and so on. But we can see clear here in this question that we are the same and we have the same rights. And thanks God, we are in a world, in a time of the world now that we can have a voice.
Yeah, we are the same. Actually, we kind of complement each other. Like, for example, man is strong, Okay, have days. Nothing new. But women, they do have the resilience or the resilience to go. Like for example, let's take the example when men is feeling a pain, hmm? Like this small pain, go to bed, stay in a bad mood, don't do anything, complain, it's terrible. But when a woman is under a pain, they still keep feeding the babies, preparing food, cleaning the house, but they are in pain. You know? So one is a complement of each other. Once we need to understand it, we will see we will understand that a man, we have a concentrate focus, okay, and a woman have a diverse focus. So it's completely different. Like, for example, here, my house. If I call my wife here, she will say 100%. When I need to look for something, I just like, especially in the fridge, I open the fridge. Hey, where is the butter? I look at. I swear, I look at. I don't see the butter. And she can come here. Chris come here, watching TV without look at the fridge. She just stretch the hands and give the butter. Without looking the fridge, she finds the butter. And I was with the fridge open, look in the fridge, and I couldn't see where is the butter. See how each one complements one another. Okay, I'm not saying anything about this. I'm just saying man in a physical man and woman. It's not. So we need to understand as we progress. don't say it. I frustrate my wife that way, Stephen. Okay, I'm not alone. See? I'm not alone. I'm not alone. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do have at Genesis, like Adam and Eve is not a person. They were generation. We have Adam generation, which is fight, conquer, explore. And then we have Eve generation, which is, okay, let's settle down, let's look at, let's go. We can talk more about it. We can talk more about in another live. It's not for this live here. But we need to understand that one complements the other.
Yeah, exactly. They say this on the follows question. That part when they ask about the physical strength. Like you said, we have different bodies. We have different physical needs. Let's say, because of course, in the general, the women they are a little physical weak that the men's, like I said, but because, as I said, we need the balance, right? That's why we have that, because we have a balance. When you can provide like physical work, build things, and that special the old times, and the women will provide more other needs and take care of the house and this and so on. But as we progress, as we say here, we are together. We need, like say, we need each other. We are made. The bodies are different. The different needs, and the end to become for one reason, and on the end is for a progress, for a community progress. It's not, let's say, and then when they ask why the women has to be weak of the men, because we need to be focused on the things that the men, like I said, there is a difference. We have other focus. We have more concentrate, like you said. It's different of the brain of the men, let's say. But this means that we are not less important, and uh, imagine, and I think it was on the live that I saw when they say the women, they give the birth, vamos say the female gene, they are the providers and the most important function of the earth. So, and in some mythology, in some cultures on the past, the women are saw as almost as a god because of that, because of they saw the women like almost like God. They do everything, provide everything for them because they knew the importance of that function, And unfortunately, for some reason, for the past, the society make the weakness of the women to become submit and to in the men because are strong to be the powerful.
Yeah.
But is a thing that the men that we create here is not in the God laws. Is a creation of men, not the God laws. This
And it is
inequality.
exactly what you said here. Question 820. God has given strength to some in order to protect the weak, not to enslave them.
Exactly.
And Tanya put a very good comment here. Let me go to. I once read interesting research on quality of decision making along gender lines. It showed that the best decision making was when there was a balance between men and women, either 60-40 or 40-60 ratio of men to women. Next best was majority of women and worst was 100% men. Researchers observed women were more likely to ask for opinions of others in the group and operate a flatter structure. So more inclusive discussion and decision making. So we benefit most when there is a balance and tap. Perfect.
See, and this is really, if you get the companies today, even the high companies. I was someone another day. We are on the site of a big company, and we saw that the headquarters are made of mix the women's and men's, and was one women plus, so was the women was the majority there, but was a mix, not just men's or not just women, but was a mix of the both gender. On the headquarters of the company is a very successful. I don't want to say the name here because I don't want to do merchandise. But yes, it's a huge company, and see, this is the key for this success. Good that they know that.
Now, like for example, another example I can give here. I have worked in many places, and we can see like departments in which we only have women. Always we're gonna have a problem. In departments when we only have men, strong problems. But departments when we have both genders working, we still have problems, but these go smoothly. Why? One complements the other.
Exactly.
And both genders need to understand this. Both genders need to recognize, okay, I reach my limit. From now on, the ball is in your court. and the other do the same thing. We do not respect. We want to impose our opinion. We love to act as a judge. And who's the fault at the end? God. We always blame him. Why, God, I'm suffering like this? Why, God, I'm having this? Why, God, this? Why, God, that? And he's there. Me? I can imagine are you talking to me? Sorry? Okay? So we need to become, the word is flexible. We need to listen more. We need to understand someone else's point of view. We need to better be inclusive. We have a lot of research now for inclusive. Even though my wife now, she's doing a course to become inclusive in the child care in a school, in a kindergarten, and the word is inclusive. So the inclusive is, for example, a ramp to get to enter in the school. When you have a ramp and stairs, you are not being inclusive. If you do have children with disability, and when they go to the ramp and other students just go to the steps, you're not being inclusive. Let's remove the steps. Let's put one single ramp, and everybody with disability or without a disability goes to that ramp. This is being inclusive. I love this example. It's a simple thing nobody thinks about. And it's so simple. We need to be better inclusive. And we are there because, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, we never talking about inclusion. We were kind of more discriminating people with disabilities. And now we are talking more about being inclusive, creating laws to stand by those people. So this is progress. We're going to get there. Again, it's not the pace we want to or we wish to, but we're going to get there. So the equality will come. What we need is just to exercise a single thing with everyone know is do not do unto others what you do not want them to do unto you. Okay, so I change a little bit this sentence. Let's do everything you could, but respect people's limit. Respect their barrier, because everybody has a barrier. Everybody has a limitation. And do you respect someone else's limitation? It's not because that person is stupid or not. It's because that person has a limit. So do you respect those limits? So your starting point should be respect those people limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we are nearly there. 3 minutes to go. I said too much today.
Yeah. And if you guys get curious about this topic and you want to read more, the whole chapter of Law of Equality on the Spirit's book is very interesting. So if you have a time, if you have access to the Spirit's book, you can find it even online, the PDF, and that is free downloads. If you search, you find good ones. And to have a look, it's very interesting to read, and you see a lot of interesting things there.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend to read the whole chapter of Law of Equality.
I hope you guys enjoyed. We didn't have too many questions today. I hope you got the idea. And please reach us if you have any questions, and we try to answer here. Okay. So just some announcements here. So this Thursday, we will have the second episode of the Spiritual Light. I hope you guys liked the Spiritual Light, the first episode. And we discuss, do we have a soul? And this topic of this week is, what if death is not the end? Okay, it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. London time. And it would be nice to have you there. Okay, so that's it. Not more to share. So Linda saying here, you made a good point. Thank you, Linda. Dawn, it was very cool. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah. So I think I will do the final prayer. It's the volunteer. Yeah, it's me now.
You are the volunteer now.
Yeah. So I would like to invite everyone to raise up your thoughts again, make connection with superior spirits, with your mentors. Ask them to send over us all the energies, all the everything we need in order to overcome the barriers, in order to become a better person, in order to become a better father, mom, dad, friend, a better human being. May the spiritual brothers and sisters are looking after those who are in the hospitals or at home suffering for any kind of reason, and those who are without shelter. May we have a wonderful week. So be it. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, our friends from Ireland. Thank our friends from America. Thank our friends from London, from Portugal, and friends from Brazil. It was a pleasure to be here. I'll see you on Thursday, 7:15 with Vanderlei. So have a nice evening. Thank you. Thank you, Nate, for your time as well.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.